Everyone talks about passive income like it's a magic ticket to financial freedom. Set it and forget it, they say. But here's the uncomfortable truth most people ignore. Not all passive income is truly passive. Some streams quietly drain your time, energy, and money without you even realizing it. Today, I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you the traps hidden behind those so-called easy earnings, and what you need to know if you want passive income to actually work for you instead of against you. By the end of this talk, you'll see passive income in a completely new light, and you'll be equipped to avoid costly mistakes that most people make. When most people hear the term passive income, they imagine money flowing in effortlessly while they focus on their passions, hobbies, or travel. The reality, however, is far more nuanced. Many passive income streams come with hidden costs that are often overlooked in the marketing hype or in casual discussions online. These costs are not always monetary. They can take the form of time, energy, knowledge, or ongoing effort that quietly erodes the sense of ease and freedom people associate with the term. For instance, consider rental properties. At first glance, owning a property that generates rent while you sleep seems like the perfect setup. But once you factor in repairs, tenant management, property taxes, insurance, and occasional legal headaches, the picture changes drastically. Each of these aspects demands attention and decision-making. Even if you hire property managers, their fees reduce your net profit, and you remain responsible for major decisions and oversight. Similarly, online businesses, digital products, or affiliate marketing are often portrayed as almost entirely hands-off. A website or an e-commerce store that runs itself is an appealing idea, but it ignores the reality that content creation, platform updates, marketing campaigns, and customer support require consistent effort. The initial setup phase can be time-consuming and mentally exhausting, and ongoing maintenance is necessary to prevent revenue stagnation or decline. Passive income is rarely a set-it-and-forget-it scenario. It usually involves strategic planning, monitoring metrics, and making adjustments to remain competitive. Another hidden cost comes in the form of financial risk. Many passive income opportunities require upfront capital, whether that is buying stocks, bonds, or real estate, or investing in business ventures. Even the most seemingly stable investments carry risks that can erode or eliminate income streams. Interest rate changes, economic downturns, market fluctuations, and unforeseen expenses can all reduce profitability or even turn an expected source of income into a liability. People who fail to account for these risks often experience financial stress, which undermines the sense of freedom that drew them to passive income in the first place. Time is another factor that is often underestimated. Setting up a passive income stream demands hours of research, planning, and execution. Learning the market, understanding legal requirements, and establishing processes are all necessary steps. Once the system is operational, it still requires periodic attention to ensure it continues generating income effectively. Over time, this can add up to significant ongoing work, which contradicts the popular notion of passive income as effortless. Finally, there is an intangible cost that comes from opportunity. By investing money, time, or energy into a passive income stream without understanding the hidden costs, people may miss out on more productive or rewarding uses of their resources. Misjudged investments, unanticipated maintenance, or underperforming assets can tie up resources that could have been better deployed elsewhere. Recognizing and accounting for these hidden costs is essential to making informed decisions and ensuring that passive income truly contributes to financial freedom rather than creating new burdens. In essence, passive income is rarely as passive as it seems, and those who approach it without a full understanding of the hidden costs often find themselves surprised, frustrated, and overextended. The key is to examine each opportunity critically, assess all potential expenses and demands, and plan for ongoing management before committing to ensure that it delivers real value in the long term. Even when a passive income stream appears simple and hands-off, it almost always requires some level of maintenance and oversight to remain effective. Many people are drawn to the idea of earning money without actively working, imagining a system that functions on autopilot. In reality, very few income streams are truly self-sustaining. Rental properties, for example, require more than just collecting rent checks. Tenants can move out unexpectedly, necessitating marketing efforts, background checks, and turnover maintenance. Repairs, inspections, and emergencies happen regularly, and without oversight, small issues can quickly escalate into costly problems. Even properties that seem low maintenance require vigilance to ensure they remain profitable and legally compliant, and any lapse in attention can have serious financial consequences. Online ventures also illustrate this point. Websites, blogs, and e-commerce stores are frequently advertised as passive income gold mines, but the reality is that they need constant attention to remain competitive. Search engine algorithms change, market trends evolve, and customer expectations grow. Without updating content, optimizing for SEO, managing inventory, or addressing customer queries, traffic can decline and sales can drop. Even automated systems like email funnels or ad campaigns require monitoring to ensure they are performing effectively and adjusting as necessary to maintain results. Neglecting these tasks may turn an initially promising income stream into a stagnant or declining one. Financial investments, often considered the pinnacle of passive income, are not exempt from this requirement. Dividend stocks, bonds, and other investment vehicles require regular review to ensure they align with your goals and risk tolerance. Companies can underperform, industries can shift, and macroeconomic factors can affect returns. Without periodic evaluation and strategic adjustments, what seemed like a reliable source of passive income can quickly underdeliver or expose investors to unexpected losses. The idea that money invested today will automatically grow indefinitely is a dangerous misconception. Even when outsourcing is possible, oversight remains critical. Hiring property managers, virtual assistants, or financial advisors can reduce hands-on work, but they do not eliminate responsibility. Decisions regarding hiring, monitoring performance, and intervening when problems arise still rest with the owner. Delegation can help, but it is not a substitute for awareness and active management. Without vigilance, mistakes can compound, costs can rise, and income can be compromised. Time and attention invested in oversight may not always be visible, but they are essential for preserving the integrity of a passive income system. The true challenge lies in balancing effort with returns, ensuring that maintenance tasks do not outweigh the benefits. Ignoring oversight can lead to declining performance, lost revenue, and frustration, ultimately transforming what was intended as a source of financial freedom into a hidden burden. Recognizing the ongoing responsibilities behind any income stream is crucial for realistic planning, sustainable growth, and achieving the long-term goal of financial independence. Ultimately, passive income is a misnomer if it is not carefully monitored. What seems like effortless revenue often conceals the ongoing work required to keep the system running smoothly, and those who fail to account for this reality are likely to encounter setbacks that could have been avoided with proper attention. Relying solely on passive income can create a dangerous false sense of security. Many people enter the world of investing or side ventures with the belief that once their streams are established, they no longer need to actively manage their finances. This mindset can lull individuals into complacency, leading them to underestimate risk and ignore important financial planning. Markets change, businesses evolve, and economic conditions fluctuate, which means that what seemed stable yesterday can become unpredictable tomorrow. Even income sources that appear reliable, like dividend stocks or rental properties, are not immune to shifts that can reduce or eliminate expected revenue. Believing otherwise can leave individuals unprepared for downturns or unexpected challenges. A false sense of security often encourages people to overextend themselves financially. They may assume that the passive income they expect to generate will always cover their expenses, leading to larger investments, bigger loans, or higher personal spending. When reality diverges from expectation, the gap between anticipated income and actual cash flow can create stress and financial strain. Overconfidence in passive income can also discourage the development of additional income streams, leaving individuals with less flexibility to adapt when circumstances change. The reliance on a single source, or on income perceived as effortless, increases vulnerability rather than providing stability. This sense of security also affects decision-making. People may delay building emergency funds, skip careful research on investments, or ignore the importance of diversification because they assume their passive income will sustain them indefinitely. They may postpone skill building, networking, or career development, mistakenly believing that their current income streams will remain sufficient without ongoing effort. This complacency can be costly when unexpected events occur, such as market crashes, property vacancies, or changes in business regulations, which can dramatically reduce income and expose weaknesses in financial planning. Another risk of over-reliance on passive income is that it can mask the true cost of living. People may underestimate the impact of inflation, taxes, or unforeseen expenses, assuming that income will automatically keep pace. Without careful monitoring and adjustment, the purchasing power of passive income can diminish over time, reducing its effectiveness as a tool for financial independence. Individuals who fail to remain vigilant may find that their expectations for financial freedom were based on assumptions rather than reality. Psychologically, the false sense of security can also breed complacency and personal discipline. Financial habits that are critical for long-term wealth, like budgeting, saving, and monitoring investments, may be neglected because people feel protected by the illusion of effortless income. This can create a cycle where small oversights compound into significant problems, eroding both wealth and confidence. Those who assume passive income alone is sufficient often face the harsh realization that sustained success requires more than initial setup. It requires ongoing engagement, evaluation, and adaptation. Ultimately, the false sense of security surrounding passive income is one of the most overlooked risks. It can mislead people into underestimating uncertainty, overextending financially, and neglecting crucial planning and oversight. Understanding that income streams, no matter how seemingly passive, are subject to change and require active engagement is essential for long-term financial resilience. By recognizing this reality, individuals can approach passive income with caution, strategic thinking, and the discipline needed to ensure it truly supports, rather than undermines, financial independence. Not all passive income grows automatically, and one of the biggest misconceptions is that once a system is in place, it will scale effortlessly. Many people imagine that money invested in a property, stock, or online business will continue to generate increasing returns without any further input. The truth is that scaling often requires deliberate action, strategic reinvestment, and sometimes new skills or knowledge. A rental property, for example, may generate consistent monthly income, but expanding a portfolio to increase earnings is rarely simple. It involves securing additional financing, finding suitable properties, navigating local regulations, and managing tenants. Each step introduces complexity and potential risk, meaning that scaling is far from passive and often demands more time and energy than people anticipate. Online businesses present a similar challenge. Launching a digital product or an e-commerce store can create initial revenue, but scaling that business to a meaningful level usually requires ongoing work. Marketing campaigns need adjustment, content must be updated, customer feedback needs attention, and competition continually evolves. Automated systems like email sequences, ad campaigns, or subscription models can facilitate growth, but they are not set and forget solutions. Scaling effectively requires understanding analytics, refining strategies, and sometimes learning new technologies. Without this engagement, revenue may plateau, and initial investments may fail to reach their potential. Even investments that seem straightforward, such as dividend-paying stocks, require careful planning to scale. Building a portfolio large enough to generate significant income often means reinvesting dividends, balancing risk across sectors, and periodically rebalancing holdings. Market fluctuations can affect both returns and capital, so scaling is not just a matter of letting money sit. It requires an active approach to ensure that growth remains sustainable. Ignoring these considerations can lead to missed opportunities or unexpected losses, which can undermine confidence and slow progress toward financial goals. Scaling also introduces hidden risks that are easy to overlook. Expanding a portfolio of rental properties increases exposure to vacancies, maintenance issues, and market downturns. Growing an online business may require hiring staff or outsourcing, which brings management challenges and additional costs. Larger investments in financial markets increase exposure to market volatility, and misjudging risk can have far-reaching consequences. The more one attempts to scale, the more important it becomes to monitor operations closely, understand potential pitfalls, and make strategic decisions rather than assuming growth will happen organically. Another aspect often ignored is the psychological component of scaling. The initial success of a passive income stream can create overconfidence, making people assume that growth will naturally follow. Without a clear plan, this optimism can lead to rushed or poorly informed decisions, undermining long-term results. The process of scaling requires patience, discipline, and an understanding that meaningful growth usually involves incremental progress, careful planning, and sometimes setbacks along the way. In reality, scaling passive income is an active process disguised as passive. It requires reinvestment, learning, and vigilance to turn an initial stream into a substantial, sustainable source of wealth. Those who underestimate the effort needed to scale often face frustration, stagnation, or financial strain, while those who approach it strategically can achieve meaningful growth and create a truly resilient income foundation. Understanding that growth does not occur automatically is critical for anyone serious about building wealth through passive streams. The allure of passive income often comes with hidden psychological and emotional costs that are rarely discussed. People are drawn to the idea of earning money without active effort because it promises freedom, flexibility, and security. However, the pursuit of passive income can create stress, anxiety, and unforeseen pressure that quietly undermines the very freedom it promises. The expectation that income will flow effortlessly can generate tension when reality does not match that ideal. Even seemingly stable income streams can require ongoing attention, decision-making, and adaptation, and the discrepancy between expectation and reality often produces frustration and disappointment. Financial stress is one of the most common emotional challenges associated with passive income. Investments, businesses, or rental properties may fluctuate in value or underperform, creating uncertainty about future earnings. This uncertainty can lead to anxiety and constant monitoring, which ironically transforms an income source intended to reduce stress into a source of pressure. Passive income rarely provides immediate gratification, and delays, setbacks, or unexpected expenses can magnify the emotional strain. The mental load of managing multiple income streams, even when they are designed to be hands-off, can be substantial, especially for those who lack experience or clear systems in place. The pressure to maintain appearances can also become significant. Many people enter passive income ventures with the belief that success will demonstrate intelligence, financial savvy, or independence. When results are slower than expected or complications arise, feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt may emerge. Comparing oneself to social media portrayals of effortless wealth can intensify these emotions. People may overextend themselves financially or take on additional risk to keep pace with perceived standards, which can further exacerbate stress and vulnerability. Another psychological trap is overconfidence fueled by early successes. Initial gains in a passive income venture can create the illusion that scaling or replicating the model will be easy. This overconfidence can lead to underestimating risks, neglecting due diligence, or ignoring warning signs. When challenges inevitably arise, the emotional impact is magnified because the expectations were unrealistic from the outset. This gap between perception and reality can erode confidence, making it harder to make rational decisions and threatening long-term financial goals. Emotional fatigue is also a factor, particularly when passive income streams require more attention than anticipated. Constant problem-solving, decision-making, and monitoring can consume mental energy that was expected to be freed up by the passive nature of the income. Over time, this can reduce motivation, diminish focus on other opportunities, and create a sense of being trapped despite financial resources. People often underestimate how much emotional energy is required to maintain a system that appears simple on the surface. Recognizing these psychological and emotional dimensions is essential for anyone pursuing passive income. Financial freedom is not just about dollars and cents, it is also about managing stress, expectations, and mental bandwidth. Understanding the emotional demands, preparing for setbacks, and setting realistic expectations can prevent frustration and burnout. True passive income requires not only careful financial planning, but also awareness of the mental and emotional landscape, ensuring that the system serves its intended purpose to provide security, flexibility, and freedom without creating hidden burdens. Identifying real opportunities for passive income requires careful evaluation and critical thinking, because not every promising stream is sustainable or profitable in the long term. Many people are drawn to passive income ideas based on hype, testimonials, or marketing claims, without taking the time to assess the underlying mechanics or risks. The ability to distinguish between genuine opportunities and attractive illusions is essential for protecting your resources and ensuring that your efforts and investments yield meaningful results. A truly viable passive income source combines scalability, sustainability, and low ongoing maintenance, while also aligning with your personal financial goals and risk tolerance. The first step in spotting a real opportunity is understanding the system behind the income. Whether it is a rental property, an online business, dividend-paying stocks, or a digital product, the underlying structure determines how reliable the income will be. You need to analyze factors such as demand, competition, potential expenses, and market trends. For example, a property in a declining neighborhood may initially appear affordable and generate steady rent, but demographic shifts or local economic changes could erode its value over time. Similarly, an online business may generate sales initially, but if the product loses relevance or visibility in search engines, revenue can drop without warning. Understanding these dynamics allows you to assess whether an income stream can remain viable in the long term. Risk assessment is another critical component. Every opportunity carries some level of uncertainty, and evaluating potential risks is essential before committing resources. This includes both financial risks, such as market fluctuations or unexpected expenses, and operational risks such as maintenance, customer service, or legal compliance. People who fail to identify these risks often discover them too late, when they have already invested significant time, money, or energy. A realistic appraisal of risk enables you to prepare contingency plans, allocate resources wisely, and avoid income streams that are more likely to cause problems than generate net benefit. Sustainability and maintenance requirements must also be considered. A passive income stream may appear hands-off initially, but if it requires constant updates, monitoring, or intervention, the passive label becomes misleading. Truly passive opportunities have systems in place that allow them to run efficiently with minimal oversight. This could include automated marketing systems, reliable property management, or diversified investment portfolios. Evaluating the long-term effort required helps ensure that the income stream does not become a hidden source of stress or drain on your time. Scalability is equally important. A single successful property, product, or investment may provide modest returns, but the potential to grow that income without proportional increases in effort or risk is what transforms it into a meaningful passive source. Opportunities that cannot scale efficiently may be worthwhile for supplemental income, but they are unlikely to produce the level of financial independence most people seek. Ultimately, spotting real opportunities requires discipline, critical thinking, and ongoing research. It is not enough to follow trends or replicate what others are doing. You must assess the fundamentals, understand the effort required, and anticipate potential pitfalls. By doing so, you can identify income streams that are genuinely sustainable, scalable, and low maintenance, creating a foundation for long-term financial stability and freedom. Careful evaluation ensures that passive income works for you rather than becoming a source of hidden risk or stress. As we wrap up, it's important to remember that passive income is rarely as passive as it appears. The idea of effortless money can be enticing, but without careful planning, oversight, and realistic expectations, it can quietly become a source of stress, wasted resources, or missed opportunities. True financial freedom comes from understanding the hidden costs, recognizing the risks, and approaching each income stream with strategic thinking and discipline. Building sustainable passive income is not about chasing hype or following trends. It's about identifying opportunities that align with your goals, assessing potential challenges, and committing to the ongoing management required to protect and grow your investments. It requires patience, vigilance, and a willingness to learn, adapt, and make informed decisions. The streams that survive and scale are those you actively manage, even if the work behind the scenes is less visible. Your goal should not simply be to create income while you sleep, but to create systems that work for you over the long term, providing security, growth, and flexibility. Approach passive income with clarity, discipline, and strategy, and it will truly become a tool for wealth rather than a trap. Financial freedom is earned, not promised, and the choices you make today determine the freedom you enjoy tomorrow.